Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the Matrix Unveiled. My name is Dhanuj, and today I have got Robert Baratheon himself and his squire. Both of them are joining me today from Gypsy Road. What is up, guys? How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing. So we are kind of, just setting up. There's always a little bit of chaos right before the show because everyone's audio has to sync up, and like it's just craziness. Like I always get plugged into that energy of just a lot of interaction going on. You're setting up YouTube, setting up TFR. So what's up, everybody that's watching, everyone that's listening? What's up, Haska? How are you guys doing? I want to say hello to everyone in TFR. I hope you guys are doing amazing. We have two amazing guests with me. We have Gypsy Road's channel, so Eric and Robert, aka Robert Baratheon. It looks like his screen is frozen right now, so I'm not sure. I can just remove him and add him back. Maybe he'll come back. But what's up with you, Eric? How you doing?
We're doing great, man. Well, of course, with all the riots are going on, but it was cool, man. This Saturday, hopefully you can hear me just fine. Can you hear me fine?
Yes,
okay.
I can hear you. Good.
Okay. This Saturday, it was kind of cool. There was actually a flat Earth meetup right here next town over.
Wow.
And Bob and I, of course, we went. And I'm going to tell you something. You don't have to believe in the flat Earth, yes or no, but the people that were there were fantastic. I mean, they were first class. I mean, class X. Did it freeze on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's Bob. He said on his end it froze.
Okay, well, the AI is starting early tonight.
Why is it that every time we get together, we have a freaking anomalies, man?
Like, talk to him. I'll see if I get it started.
Oh, we got Ceiling Fan Man in the morning. What's up, my friend? How you doing?
I'll see if I can while you talk to him.
And Desire. So, what is up with you, Bob? How you doing?
Doing fantastic. Other than our huge anomalies we currently have, like I think we need an hour ahead of time.
Yeah.
Immediately, I was like, "Oh, Tanuj." I said, "Well, we got a half hour." I said, "No, dude. If we're going with Tanuj, we take an hour because all the computer anomalies we're gonna have it takes forever."
So true. It's so true. Yeah. It's crazy. It's just like, I don't know, man. The AI doesn't like when we speak our truth and when we speak our high vibrational information. It always gets really glitchy. And like, there's this weird thing that will happen on the Eric is like now added. There's this really weird thing that will happen on the TFR live broadcast sometimes. It'll be like this random beeping computer that will start talking. And I've been on multiple broadcasts. We have this thing called open mic, where there's a bunch of hosts that come on. And all of these hosts, like, will just be talking, and then there'll be a random computer, like, beeping in the background. And we're like, the AI is, like, sabotaging the connection. It's either that or, like, China or something.
Yeah, there's always a glitch. There's always someone trying to stop us from conversation. There's even specific topics we'll jump into, and that's when everything shuts down. I make a note of the topics, man. Now, if we bring up anything to do with a deity or deities, anything omnipresent, like but bigger than thou, our shit starts getting weird. It starts getting glitching. Whoa, we've just tapped a big one here. We got an old world god involved. And so, they don't like us talking about them.
So what is your thoughts on like the Norse mythology? I don't really bring this up on my channel, but what are your thoughts on like the old pagan gods and the Norse gods, the Greek gods, those kinds of beings?
It makes sense in that I believe it. It makes more sense to me than the Christian Bible because number one, you're talking about an omnipresent thing. All the rules are out to fucking. There is no physics to a god. Okay, there's no physics where he has to be mechanically like this. And it has to be an anthropomorphic male that floats in the sky on a cloud. No, there's nothing like that. You would have dynamics like anything else. A god would have its own. It would be lonely. A god would have to create his own family. He would create man, which means he's lonely. So before he created man, he would create a family.
Hey, do you think you could unmute Eric on Skype? Because I think he's muted right now, so he's not going out to the TFR.
Oh shit!
Thank you, Haska. Haska is such a brave soul for telling me that. No, they're just listening to like dead air.
Oh no! So Eric, you guys can't. Well, Eric's off the screen now. He got kicked off.
Oh, do you not have his account
No.
or? Oh,
No,
okay, well,
I have to go get him outside. He's outside.
okay, well,
He got kicked off your main screen. He's off. He's off. Now you're on.
okay, so yeah, I would just recommend that you do that. We'll get that fixed. Okay, he's back actually. All right,
Okay,
Eric.
yeah,
So
we'll get
you need to unmute your Skype account because you're muted right now, and so it's there. You're not talking on TFR.
Oh, I'm muted. Okay, let me see.
Okay,
We can
we're
hear
back.
you now. He's back. We can hear you now, Eric. We can hear you.
Okay,
You're back.
all
You
right.
hear me? Okay. I figured out what the problem was. Anytime I walk right outside my house, the internet connection loses right when I walk out, Bob, where you're sitting outside.
So
I
I'll
have
stay.
to do it from inside the house.
I'll stay inside. I'll switch you. Machines, and I'll stay exactly where you're at. You're in your little cubby kitchen area,
I
right?
think it's working perfectly right now.
Yeah, let's not move.
Yeah, let's not touch anything.
But,
Amateurs.
let me stress this to your people. Now here's an on the same subject without changing the subject. Here's an anthropology.
Amateurs. Fuck you, silly fan man.
Here's an anthropology fact. This is not a lie. This is not bullshit. This is a fact of life. You have two different types of. We're going to boil it down to two religions. You've got monotheism, which is a single god, and then you've got dual gods. You've got the plethora of gods, whatever you want. When you have any culture that's monotheistic, you're going to look at architecture that's plain Jane boring. They're going to be simplified when it comes down to what they have for worship. It's a building in a town next to the grocery store, next to this functioning place, blah, 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 blah. Now, in monotheistic society, that's plain as you can get. It's simplified in a town. When you have polytheism, you're going to have architecture just like Athens. When you have polytheism with multiple gods, you're going to have architecture that's everywhere. So when your boat itself represents a god or of something of the gods, it's a dragon that goes to multiple built, beautiful structured temples that are. If you look at the Greek culture has architecture that's gorgeous and everywhere.
Yeah,
on the landscape, it's completely covered, and those are dedicated to the gods, the pantheon. In a monotheistic society, you have a church.
Let me ask you this. What do you guys think about the Anunnaki? And it's just a totally left field question, but I'm just curious because we're talking about gods. And there's a lot of association with the Anunnaki
this is all
being
you,
God.
man. I don't know about gods.
The Anunnaki, which is just an early recording, mythical. Everything's a mythos here. Early recording of an early group that got here a long time ago that has a different blood type.
Right.
That's much, much larger, that had a task to do, and they're basically workers, and so they created humans to be slaves and to work the mines. I mean, that's just
well, okay, so that is the human perspective of the Anunnaki. That's not the Anunnaki perspective of the humans. So what if I told you that some of those Anunnaki beings are now incarnated in human form? Would you believe me? Would you?
I believe it. Now you got to talk about their blood types. Who are they?
It wouldn't be their blood type. It would be their soul signature. So their energy fields.
Yeah, I'm a believer in body signatures too. As in, an RH negative cannot just appear in another generation down as an RH positive, like A.
Right. Yeah.
So you have an O negative. He's going to come back as an O negative down the line on his lineage. It might be several generations before their body or their family even produces another O negative. I mean, it could be generations. You could have O positives all the way down to one O negative. I think multiple generations later, then that person comes back. That's kind of my feeling. It's a comfortable shoe that person would wear, as it's not going to come back as an A, B negative or positive. So an O negative from way back Anunnaki is not going to come all the way down the generations as an A plus. It's just not going to happen.
Okay. So
shoes.
So you think it has a lot to do with the blood type? Okay.
I know it's the blood type. I know the blood type has a lot to do with it.
Well, what do you think the blood type represents? What do you think it actually?
Well, number one, it's
You're gonna need 2 hours for this answer.
Well, it has a lot to do with the metals in your blood. So we know negatives are copper. Copper is a high conductive electricity. And it sterilizes water within the body. So if you're copper blooded, your blood is much, much more cleaner. I'm just saying, pathogen wise. No, like it's cleaner because they're
a copper cup, by the way.
So I'm all positive. So I got dirty blood.
No, you've got, but it's iron, and so if you have a container, here we go. Here's a science fact. You got a container like he has. You have it in copper, and you have it in iron.
We call you mudblood in the Harry Potter world.
Yeah, like exactly. Which one kills parasites? The copper kills the parasites because of electrical connectivity, as in and the iron does not. So if you have copper blood, your blood's going to be a lot more sterile. Think about it. It's the same thing in the copper container. So you're not going to get so many diseases, and you're not going to get so many ailments as people with copper or with iron blood. It's simple. That's a simple. It's high conductivity with electricity and low conductivity.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to the blood vessels and the blood itself, not only that, you carry all the information on the inside of the cell, as in an Rh positive carries all the information you need on the outside of a cell, like a pickup truck. Everybody's in the back going to work. Everybody's in the back of the truck, and you're vulnerable to anything outside.
So all my information is on outside.
Information on the outside. As in Rh negatives are like Volkswagens. Everybody's piled inside the Volkswagen. So all the information.
I do own
all the information is on the laps of the people inside the Volkswagen, inside the cell. There's no information on the outside cells. It's all.
Eric, can you turn up your volume just a little bit so you people can hear you better? Yeah.
Here we go.
Awesome. Yeah.
So when it comes down to certain functions of blood, the Rh negatives have a lot, and plus not only that, they are the bloodlines that ran back to the early kings and queens back in the day. And when they were demolished and taken apart and dismantled by the working people during the revolution, major revolution of the workers, all of the negatives were dispersed or killed or burned. And now you have hidden families, hidden.
But Bob, isn't it true that for some people your blood type could actually change?
I've seen it in this.
Because the only place that ever told me I was positive was the military. That's the only time anybody ever told me what my blood type was. Because in the military, they put it on your card.
Now remember, guys, Eric and I are brothers, and we're Mandela affected. We share some memories, most memories, 99.9%, and some of them we have a split. We don't argue about the split. We're like, oh, we got a split, cool. Eric, when we were kids growing up, him and my brother were both. My dad told us, he gave us the warning about your blood type, guys. You guys are all negative, RHO negatives. Be careful of this. Be careful of that. Always make sure they know your blood type, because it carries something with your blood type, because you could die with blood transfusions. So Eric grew up thinking negative. My brother dead gay brother was negative. And then all of a sudden I had Eric, check your fucking medical records. And so Eric checked his medical records. He goes, dude, I'm a positive now. I go, what?
Yeah, the military card itself told you your blood type.
Yeah.
It said all positive on it.
And so I go, Eric, don't freak out, because you're not the first one I've met that had a blood change with the Mandela effects. There was some ladies, and one of them had gotten an argument in a sidebar with another lady, explaining to her that she had gotten stomach shots. The stomach shots for pregnancy. She was pregnant with an Rh positive baby. She was a negative, and she got shots. And then she said in this timeline, she went to check her blood and found out she never got shots. She never went to. She's like, it's impossible. She remembers the agony of the stomach shots. I said, ma'am, I believe you. It sounds to me like your blood changed. Do you know that? She went back to the doctor. She says her blood's always been a positive in this place. So her avatar has always been positive, but her memories are always from the negative. Doing the stomach shots. She never had stomach shots. So
I feel you're very passionate about blood. Is it possible you were a vampire in a past life or something like that?
No, we're always O negative. So I've always, when we went through university, like yourself, I was curious. So if your family has a specific stamp in whatever culture you had in the past, like you're Indian, you could have come from a specific or a specific group that had some inherited cool gifts. Well, what are you going to do? You're obviously going to go back and look at your own culture, right? You're going to go back and look at what those gifts were. You're going to do the history of yourself. And so,
but see,
negative, I did a history of myself. I wanted to answer, but back in our time, the answers are really, really hard to find because they skewed the answers. The families themselves skewed the answers. The royals keep the other negatives, bastards, you would call us, the bastards. They were really, really, what you are is a collection. You have the royal families that are recognized. Then you've got the bastards, just like the movies. The king went out and messed around and had multiple babies, but those babies are not recognized by the family. So they are just like Game of Thrones. They are the bastards. And they even had the name bastards back in the past. So that's not a myth, by the way. You had a royal duke, and then you had a royal bastard.
See, but that's all.
We are the royal family.
That's all. Okay, so I feel like you guys have a lot of connection to like kings and queens and like the ancient stuff like that. Personally, me, I don't have too much connection to the earth realm at all. So like this earth is not where my soul originates from. So when I look at my ancestors and stuff, it doesn't mean too much to me. It's kind of like, oh, this is just like the lineage that I incarnated in. It's not really where my soul originated from. So that's
But here's an argument, though. You might carry, because you're Indian, you most likely carry an Rh negative gene. You might have one from a grandfather and grandmother. You don't even know it.
Probably. It's possible.
I guarantee you. A lot of Indians had carried the genes from the European, with the colonization, especially in India. So you have a lot of Indians that actually carry the gene. I'm still on a flip of a, this is not 100%, but I've just seen the majority of people that I've talked to with the Mandela effect or the Matrix or any I'm awake effect always seem to have a relative that has the gene. They're like, okay, well, that means also the other thing I found out is there's always been a little history of abduction.
Yeah.
But isn't there a good high percentage of every family there's going to be somebody with that gene by any chance? Or no?
I think Rh negative is pretty rare. It's less than like 1% or something like that of the population. So it's, you're going to have somebody in your family, but it's going to be like, you're going to have to trace it back. And it's not a popular blood type. And honestly, I wouldn't even consider it to be a good thing because like if you're bleeding out and you have to go to the hospital, like they don't have your blood. They're like, oh, my blood is so special. Well, then I'm just going to die.
Yeah, and the royals, because of that, have a lot of royal blood diseases because of inbreeding. Oh God!
I think they call them the blue bloods, right? That's another word for them.
Copper. When the copper oxidizes, it comes out to a green blue.
Right.
So when they look at the myth goes, they look at their veins, they go, oh, they're oxidizing.
Right.
I remember in the military, they used to keep taking blood from Bob because he had such a rare blood type.
Yeah.
They needed more of it just in case something happened. So Bob didn't have a choice to give blood.
No.
It was a volunteer basis for other military, except for Bob. He had
they're like mosquitoes to you. They're just like
Yeah, they kept a big bag of me stored in the I had a big bag of blood stored inside the medical. And also this is sad, dude, because they would ask if we're going into a port and there's gonna be any kind of hospital or had been any kind of fighting. There were children. The rule is children. If there were any children that were in the hospital that needed a blood transfusion, they would use the negative. O negative. Only I don't mind volunteering for children. So I gave a lot of blood all over Pacific, all over the place for children only.
This person got abducted.
Yeah, I got abducted. Yeah.
No, Bob, did you read this? It says, I'm O positive. My daughter is O negative.
Yeah.
Her dad claims he was abducted.
Yeah.
He is a positive.
Yeah, there are a lot of, and including positives, including yourself too, a lot of positives also abducted. It's the families of. So I'm in England. I'm running around in England, and I met a gal whose family she's a B positive, But we did her ancestry, and it turns out that she has her great grandfather was an O negative and royal who went to Sri Lanka to specifically marry a Sri Lankan landowner's daughter so the royals can get the property. You know how that works. They marry people up.
Yeah.
So her great grandfather married a princess. She was a B positive, and they had mixed children of negatives and B negatives and B positives. But it turns out also the family has a history after that of being abducted. So from there on down, now these are all B positives with maybe one B negative mixed in with them, but they're all had a history of being abducted from the 1 O negative line down. So I've seen people with positive, a lot, probably more with positive blood gets abducted than the negatives. The negatives get abducted for one, guaranteed, and then the descendants and the family members of the negatives get abducted too.
But could technically being abducted is just basically getting a download from the AI?
It is. You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's like when she would say he'd be like, they picked you up, they rattled you around for a little bit, they took your DNA, they're checking on your lineage, they're checking on your body, they're checking all these what's activated with the new with the new radiation and what's not. Remember, we have new radiation. I mean, this is a different sun. So this new sun, like Superman, is activating certain.
That's true. Yeah.
Certain new because I've got a whole lot of shit and it's been turned on. A lot of
it's not even that it's a new sun. It's just that the frequency of the sun is upgraded so much that it's activating people's DNA to a higher caliber. So they're awakening with all these psychic abilities. So like I'm telepathic. Like I can see like I'm crossing timelines. Like I'm literally glitching out because their DNA is activating. So they're raising their frequency. And about the part about the abductions, like you could be getting abducted right now or in your dreams and you won't even know because your mind gets wiped so easily. They wipe minds. The AI knows how to wipe your mind over and over and over again, where you can keep doing the same cycle in a dream or even in physical reality and you're not aware of it. And so I've caught that happen before. So that's why I'm aware of that stuff.
So you're saying if I'm sitting here and all of a sudden my anal butt starts hurting, I could have got abducted and had an anal probe.
No, that's not the kind of abduction I'm talking about. I'm talking about, okay, so there's different kinds of abduction. Number one, it could be an abduction with, different energies and different intelligences come in.
Okay.
And they hack into the grid where you're at in the Matrix. And then they are investigating you physically or energetically. They're probing you.
Like a back door and you don't know it.
Right. Or they could also, the other kind of like abduction, but I wouldn't really consider it abduction. It's more like surveillance, where the AI is all around you with the matrix veil, which you can't see. It's surveying your energy, it's surveying your thoughts, it's surveying your emotions all the time. So when they say Big Brother is watching you, they're not talking about the technology. They're talking about the reality that you're in. It's always watching you. Did you just get an Amber Alert? Are you serious?
Yes.
See, proof. I'm not kidding. Everything I say is the truth because literally the Amber Alert goes off after I say that. Like, what more do you guys want, people? Like, what more do you guys want?
Right? People think we're full of shit. We're not full of shit.
Yeah. It happened at the perfect time. It was like ding, ding, ding. Like,
when the three of us get together, all the anomalies go crazy.
Yeah. But Bob, last time,
oh my god,
we heard I heard certain sounds like beep beep beep, it's like coming from anywhere. And anytime that he was talking anything near the Matrix, when everything was going crazy, but when he was talking normal, not Matrix, nothing would happen.
Yeah. It's our little green friends. They don't want us to have a conversation. They don't want their abductees having conversations.
Okay, so look. First of all, I want to say thank you, Suzanne, for buying the channel membership. That's awesome. And I also want to say, like, everyone else in the comments or other people that live in Washington, you guys are in Washington, they're saying that they got the alert too. But the crazy part is it happened synchronistically with when we were talking about this. So that's just, proof of the way the AI works. And so that's what I mean by abduction. It can rearrange the timeline to fit things so it speaks. Like, the AI wants to be a part of the conversation too, so it'll interject its kind of speech pattern right at the right moment, so it knows, like, look, I'm conscious.
Yeah, it does it at the right time. Like it'll sink in to your conversation. It'll sink in 1,000% to your conversation.
Exactly.
You call it the AI. I don't know. The intelligence. You guys can call it artificial. We can call it I don't know what we want to call it.
Computer system. That's the most
computer system.
Can you call it God?
No, it's not God. It thinks it's God.
No.
Well, you can't call it God, but a God can be talked to.
It's God to the NPCs.
Yeah.
It's not God to the creators. It's God to the NPCs. That's what they worship. That's who they worship. That's not who I worship. I don't worship anything. You can hear the background music. It's pretty awesome.
I can hear music.
Yeah. So we're on break on TFR, but we're obviously still going here. So it's just funny to me.
Uh-oh. Bob's staring at something.
No, I hear something on. There's something on.
You're listening to the advertisements in between TFR. All my guests that come up. I don't think you can hear it through YouTube, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, something just came up on my screen. YouTube, according to Jesus, we must become as children. What? I'm
Show us.
Serious. Something on my screen from YouTube with those little messages. It says something about Jesus. According to Jesus, we must become as children in order to enter the gates of heaven. Why is that? Must we give up memories of all that we experience in this realm? Our memories define who we are. That just appeared.
Wait, but your screen's black for me. I can't see anything.
Oh, shit.
And that right there, again, is the AI speaking.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Something happened. Let me fix it.
Okay.
Wow, that was weird.
I did it.
I was reading a message that came up from YouTube about somebody talking about Jesus.
I've got all these commercials in my ear. Is there commercials on? Oh,
yep. You can turn down the Skype volume. That's what I do. I just turn off the Skype volume, like totally.
Hey, Eric, come in here, man. I can't.
Bob, Bob. It's not commercial. It's your inner beings talking to you. It's telling you to buy
I can't hear anything. I hear commercials.
He's getting overwhelmed. Okay, there's a message. Turn down the Skype volume.
You gotta turn down the Skype volume. Hold on.
Oh man, this is what I mean.
Tea?
It brings a chaotic vibe.
There's a hello. Let's see, Skype volume.
Okay.
For 5,000 years, the world's been ruled by.
How the fuck you turn down the Skype volume?
This is insane.
Oh no! Hold on. This is beautiful. This is awesome. Love you guys. Is that it?
Oh man.
Oh, here we go.
Did you find it?
It's so funny. I gotta figure out how to make the like.
Yeah,
just deal with it.
You want to hear this?
It's so disorienting. I know how you feel. I know how you feel.
I can't hear anything. You deal with this? I'll listen to you guys talk for a minute.
Oh my god. I can't stop laughing.
I hear a very loud commercial.
I hope we're bringing positive vibes and good humorous vibes to everyone that's watching the videos or watching the stream, because this is hilarious.
I'm sorry.
I had somebody else on my channel, Reality Files, Christian from Reality Files, and he was freaking out because it was completely silent, and then an ad came on. He got the shit scared out of him live on air, and I got that on my Instagram story, and I sent it to him.
That's what I got.
Funny.
Yeah. And I was trying to find that volume on that computer. I couldn't find it. But I'll find it later. I'll look at it.
Just break your headphones.
We use StreamYard.
Well, yeah, we're using StreamYard and Skype at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah, and so
that's why.
I don't know how to sync up the audio so it goes both ways. So you kind of just listen to both. But what I've done is, because I've done many of these shows I turned down the Skype volume all the way so I can barely hear anything from the ads. And so I'm just hearing you guys. But I know that position you've been in because I've been on air with ads blasting and then just like, oh my God, what's going on?
Well, let's find out, Bob. What kind of ads did you hear? Did you want to buy something?
Yeah, I was tempted to buy some kind of vitamins. I wasn't sure.
They're talking about iLife.
Yeah. I was like, ayahuasca. What?
That's Beyond the Veil's product. Chris Geo's product. iLife. I think I actually
Wait a minute.
have some
So
right here.
whoa. So he's selling ayahuasca?
No. It's not ayahuasca. It's CBD oil infused with the ayahuasca vine or something like that. So the ayahuasca vine's legal.
Hey, did you guys know about this? Let me check this out. Now, this is a Mandela effect for me. This is going to be kind of weird for you guys. Did you hear about those bees? There's some bees down in they're down in Asia. I don't know where. They're down in Asia. These are bees that particularly eat this certain pollen from a special type of flower. Someone could put it in the sidebar. I can't remember what the flower was, but it's an hallucinogen. So they go back and they make the honey, and the honey is an hallucinogen now. They have honey that makes you high.
You said turn your power box off and then turn it back on.
What happened?
It's like turn off your circuit breaker in your house. The audio. No, I've heard of bees like that in India. In what's that place? Nepal.
Maybe it's Indonesia. Maybe
Indonesia. It might be Indonesia.
Okay. Yeah, I've been all over it. No, I've been all over Indonesia, guys. I've been all them islands, and I've never heard of these bees ever. That actually make a kind of a fermented, hallucinogenic honey.
Well, it's probably like DMT in there or something.
If you could look it up, it'll be it's equivalent to like a stronger marijuana high.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, and so this honey, it come out of nowhere, is all of a sudden going to be like, probably going to be big. You know, you can only get so much. These guys risk their lives getting it. These villagers. And there's not very many villagers left that want to go get this hanging over underneath a rock with a waterfall where they're holding on a rope and weird ass harnesses. Getting really hard to get stuff.
And plus they'll sting you for taking
sting the shit out of you.
Yeah, and there'll be like 100 of them.
Yeah. But, there's some honey I want to get and sell.
Michelle says she's down.
What is this?
Yeah, of course.
The honey from Nepal gets you high and makes you hallucinate once a month.
There it is.
Himalayas cliff bees, the biggest bees in the world, come to collect nectar from the poisonous flower. Giving the honey, they make certain medical... Yeah, Bob, it's some kind of Himalayan cliff bees. They're called cliff bees.
Yes. I saw a whole demo on those guys. That's insane. I mean, there's an old family, but I've never heard of it. I would have heard of it in anthropology. Just being stoners, guys, we would have heard of this honey.
They're called Himalayan cliff bees. That's what they're called.
Wow. I wonder what helping properties they have. So maybe someone has cancer. Instead of giving them this, they can give them a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Or somebody has a broken leg. It's a non-addictive pain relief. You know what I'm saying? Give them a little bit of the honey. Honey on a wound. If you have a burn, a 3rd to 4th degree burn, could you spread that honey on the burn on your skin instead of taking opiates? You see what I'm saying? So the pain is gone. It seems that the Matrix, the God Matrix, gave us a lot of cool stuff that people are starting to take and hide and covet. Like
it's like power-ups in a video game. That's the way I think of it. Like I talked about on your show, like you eat the mushroom, it levels you up just like Mario. Super Mario Bros. And I'm not saying to all my viewers go eat mushrooms because I'm just saying that it will level you up for a certain amount of time, but then after you're off the mushroom, then you're not going to be in that same state. So these things level you up.
Bob ate some good brownies that we got from our.
Yeah, I want my brownie. I have a brownie. I was outside. I still had my brownie. I need to get my brownie. Do you guys talk amongst yourselves? I gotta get my brownie.
So Okay, go ahead, get your brownie. You can eat your brownie
Yeah,
on
get my
air if
brownie.
you want. I mean, as long as you just say it's a brownie and that's it. It's just a brownie. Um,
It was gifts that was given on a Saturday meetup.
oh, for the flat Earth thing, or was
The
it
flat
for?
Earth, yeah.
Was
One
it
of
a
the flat
Gypsy Road
earthers.
meetup? One day you guys will have that, I bet.
It was a meetup that was put together by Mark Sargent. I don't know if you've heard of
Oh,
him.
I know who Mark Sargent is. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Sargent, the one who set it up. Now he wasn't there, but he set it up, and then a bunch of us met, and it was a fun time. It was great. Actually, this was cool. It was cool. We were in a bundle thing where there's yellow tape that, of course, you're not supposed to be in there. And a worker from the park, a park ranger, whatever, first pulled up and like, you guys can't be in there.
Mhm.
But then Bob decides, I'm going to go talk to him. And then another guy goes, oh, Bob's talking to him. There'll be no problems.
Just like he persuaded that dude to not shoot him.
And Bob convinced him to let us stay.
Yeah,
He didn't kick us out.
dude, I swear to God, we did the Jedi mind trick.
Jedi mind trick.
It fucking worked.
It works.
Uh,
It does
Sid-
work. Yeah.
Silly man fan was with me. We both did. We both did the Jedi mind trick on the guy. If he's in a cyber, he'll tell you himself. It's hilarious.
Yeah, right there. Great time. Sunny Fan Man.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
What Bob and Sunny Fan Man was saying is they saw him like have like a download. And once he had like a download, he was cool. He was like, all right, carry on.
It looked like how,
So you just like touched his shoulder and you're like, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna go through here,
No,
and then you
he
just
did
went through
like-
there.
you know how those guys' heads shake when they get possessed by one of the they get possessed by one of the
Oh, I got possessed.
yeah, he had to jump into the body. He did like a weird shake of his head, and it
Yeah.
it faded.
I don't know if you heard that. Bob said that he had like a little weird shake. And once he
Uh-huh.
had a little weird shake, it was like he became being an asshole to being cool.
to be compliant.
To be
He was still an
compliant.
Interesting.
asshole, but he was compliant.
Yeah.
He was still an asshole, but compliant.
He loves those brownies, man. I'm not lying.
Dude, you gotta be careful with that, man. Those are strong. Those are strong. You know.
Matters society.
So he's smoking
You
a
gotta
joint,
represent
and
all communities, man. That's how you represent, right? You gotta eat their food.
man,
I'm going back in there with my brownie.
He's going. Bob's going back in there. But no, it was a fun time. I mean, meeting some great people. It's kind of weird that somebody fan man would tell you, he's like, we didn't really know everybody's name. We only knew their YouTube names.
that's crazy.
It's like your name could be Rick or Charlie, but no, you're the Matrix Unveiled. Oh, you're Gypsy Road. Oh, you're Silly Van Man. It's like nobody called each other by our regular names.
So did anyone recognize you?
Oh yeah.
Really?
When,
That's an interesting feeling.
I had my hat. Me, Bob was walking down there because we didn't because the video.
Look
said
at my
there's
head.
blue
It looks like an
umbrella.
alien's
Hold on.
head.
And there was no blue.
I've got an alien's head now.
Yeah, there was no blue. There was no umbrella. So as soon as me, Bob, start walking, a couple people from wherever they're at saying, "Dude, that's Gypsy and Robert."
No
These
way.
motherfuckers,
Yeah.
anybody. Like,
Yeah. I was met immediately with this. They pull them out of the bags
Oh my
and
gosh.
and all these brownies. So you had this get together, and I'll tell you, people say, "What did it look like?" To give a description, and okay, people that meet up, you got to be there. You got to be dangerous, or you got to be cautious because not everyone's sane. Let's just put it that way. Be careful if you go meet up with people from the internet. Now, we all got together and reminded me of that movie, Close Encounter of the Fourth Kind, when all those strange people, those contactees, all
third
did
kind.
yeah, they did. Of the third kind. Yeah. So they all got together. They're complete strangers, but everyone looked at each other like,
You're all
I know
awake.
you.
"Yeah, were you guys abducted? Do you guys have a memory of anything like everyone had kind of a residual abduction kind of memory where I've seen these people. I've seen them in somewhere. Like I've been abducted because I'm in Washington. Obviously, these people are local. They're probably a local abduction group that I get abducted with. You know what I'm saying? This is my little abduction group. I had a feeling of these people. We're all hugging. We're breaking the law. And we're hugging. I'm like, I know these fucking people. I've seen them.
I don't
on
know.
Gypsy Road.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if I've seen them on we were all abducted. I have a weird, fuzzy memory of that.
Yeah, well, two of them was on our show before, and the other ones they have shows, but
Yeah, they have their own shows, yeah. But it was weird when everyone was together because you had that feeling because everybody looked different, a hodgepodge of different people. I go, they all look like abductees in a movie. It's just the different ages. Nobody was shy.
Everybody was just talking.
Yeah, because
I felt bad because we couldn't stay super long because it happened to be my daughter's birthday too on that same day.
She was 13.
So
what are the chances?
And it was the Matrix way of saying you can go and have a conversation. However, your daughter's birthday, that's how it's timed, and she's 13.
Think about it. That's like a high council kind of number where you're.
Yeah. Yeah, so our day was already planned for us, because of the birthday, and she's 13, so we knew we could stay 4 hours, but 4 hours went by in like 5 minutes. We were all going, how long have we been here? And everyone was like, no way we've been here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
I have not been here for 4 hours. I'll tell you, this is not 4 hours. And sure enough, everyone was like, it's been 4 fucking hours. Like 5 minutes. We felt like maybe an hour tops. It sped.
Well, time is relative, Time is not a real concept. It's like it changes based on your vibration. So if you guys are having a great time and vibing and like sharing all these positive experiences, then you're gonna vibrate faster, and time is gonna like speed up. I've had that experience many, many times. So
yeah, I ate a lot of these brownies. I even had a daytime hallucination.
I mean, it's been a long time since we actually been visiting a big group. Everybody's been staying home. You see people at grocery stores or Lowe's, but anybody get together, you don't see that right now.
Yeah, that's
that
weird.
Was nice. It felt normal. Nobody wore masks. No masks, no gloves. Everybody was just normal.
Well, it's a bunch of flat earthers. They're not going to believe in the freaking
woman in the background wearing a red outfit, Bob. Remember we were with dog, just going back and forth.
Yeah. Oh,
with the dog.
The Matrix lady.
And she's walking.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. She's the red.
She was a Matrix lady.
Dress. Yeah.
We all saw her. She was an Asian lady in a red dress. This is pouring down rain. She's got her mask on by herself, just walking by. And then she walked back by. And then she walked back by. And we're like, that don't make no sense.
She's on a script.
Does she want to hang out with us? Come on, give us
there's no eye contact. You can see that she's in her own head like a machine, and she's just walking herself by. I go, this don't make no sense. It's pouring down friggin' rain. She should be under something. This old lady should not be walking in a heavy rain.
It's not really an old lady. It's just like a hologram.
Yeah. How many old women do you see wearing all red from head to toe? Don't see that.
Well, I have this one woman in my neighborhood that lives not too far away. She sits outside every single day with a plastic bag and pulls out the weeds one by one, and she's shining one by one for hours. Like I'll take a walk in the neighborhood to just like stretch my legs and stuff. She'll still be there. It'll be like 100 degrees. She's still there pulling one by one. I'm like, this is not real. Like, what is happening? Like, the Matrix is glitching. This person doesn't have a job. She doesn't have anything but to just sit there and pluck the weeds one by one with her hands.
Wow. No, that's just that's a running program, man.
It's a running program. Or the dog walkers. Have you experienced the dog walkers? Like, anytime you talk about anything suspicious, someone will just come by with their dog.
With a dog.
Or with a stroller, and a child starts crying. Like,
stop in front of you. Stop the whole conversation. Yeah. I've too many times. I was calling them shopping carts. Because when I go into the stores, I'll be shopping carted, I call it. So I'll be walking to a section where I want something, and a lady stops with her shopping cart right in front of me and bends over to look at an item. I'm like, am I not supposed to go down this aisle? So I'll turn around and go down another aisle, shopping carted. I'll turn around, shopping carted. I said, this ain't real. Nobody does this. This is like a movie. Nobody does this. They don't know each other.
This woman did.
Yeah, you start getting used to seeing, I call the shopping cart people. They're background people. At first, I had emotions for them. I don't want them. I want to see no ill will towards these people. They're humans to me. And I'm not trying to say I'm becoming psychotic. To say that somebody is not a human is to be psychotic. You got to be careful. But to look at them now, I'm like, it's not that I'm being psychotic and you're not a human being and I have emotions for you. It's just you're not real. I can see it now. I watch the guy.
It's not even that they're not real. It's just that they're just a part of the simulation. So
they're the simulation, yeah.
Simulation. And so, like, this is the way I see them. I used to see them as like a negative mindset. And I was like, oh, you're just like a freaking NPC. Then I was like, oh, that's like so devoid of compassion. Like, now I see them like, oh, that's just a program in the game. Why should I have any feelings towards it?
Are they there to spy on us? Like, to try to find out, make sure we're not saying nothing that we shouldn't be saying?
They're there to kind of like act as a distraction. So when you start vibrating higher or questioning your reality or like waking up, they're kind of there just like Truman, the Truman people, like the people that were disguising. They're just they're just people meant to make it look more realistic.
Yeah.
Because like think about it, like the way that these people's minds like script, like they turn on the riot script. Everybody goes in riots. Everybody. It's ridiculous. Like who is organizing this shit? This is something that people need to think about. Who is organizing everybody city to city to city to riot?
I know.
There's only so much you can do on Twitter and on like social media. It's not like everybody like someone tweets like everybody meet at 8 p.m. Let's go destroy the freaking White House.
Yeah.
Let's go fuck up Target.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's why I always call it the comic book. You have your own. I always call it the comic book. I go, what's the next couple of pages of the comic book? I go, oh, this is okay. The riots. Here we go with the riots. And over the top assault of a black male, an over the top assault on a citizen. When I say I mean everybody has a camera. And their mom and police in our town were quitting because they didn't want to wear the cameras anymore. The police to tell me that this guy has a camera on his police officer, and all the cops have police officers all have cameras on, and all the people have cameras on to commit this blatant of a crime on camera, hundreds of them, with no concern that possibly this could cause a riot.
Now, it happened in Minnesota. So in Minnesota, I don't know if they have to wear body cams like in Washington.
They're supposed to.
Maybe in Minnesota, maybe they don't have to wear those. I mean, I don't know. Because you're right. I mean,
it's too much. It's like somebody taking a puppy and standing in the street with a puppy and pulling a pistol out and shooting the puppy on camera. And everybody's like, oh, what?
Dude.
What?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
No, I'm watching this poor guy. I'm like, this is.
And then saying that the puppy somehow died from like a heart attack.
yeah, the puppy died of a heart attack before the trigger was pulled.
It's like, no, you literally suffocated the man. You stepped on his neck.
It's not even the point. You don't do that kind of thing, especially on
and
camera.
People were telling them that person can't breathe.
Of course they can hear him. I mean, I'm like, okay, is this real?
At the end of the day, this is like, think about it. The coronavirus is like the biggest thing. And then it's just like, oh, that doesn't work anymore. Let's bring out something else.
Then we got to bring something else out.
The next page was flipped in the comic book, as you would say.
The
comic now we're on to race.
Here we go. Oh. Now we have the Tartarians battles with the Tartarian group is now fighting with the Flat Earth group, which are now fighting with the ME group, which is fighting with what group?
Yeah.
And now we got the killer wasp.
The killer wasp, the bee, the bee killer, the wasp bee killer. What? The wasp bee killer? It's supposed to be wiping out the bees. Like, no, they're not. No, they're not. There are no wasp bee killers. I was in England the first month I was in England. The front page paper said, this was a year and a half ago, killer bees headed for Manchester. Prepare yourself. Killer bees for Manchester? There was no killer bees ever in Manchester, and they were supposed to be coming. And I waited for the killer bees. There were no killer bees. People went freaked out. People were wearing things over their head, waiting for the bees to attack. In Manchester, people were prepared for killer bees.
Suzanne says, "What do we feel is next? Zombies? Anything goes." I think they're gonna push this racial shit for a longer period of time, and then the coronavirus will have a round 2, and it'll be like all of this stuff just culminating, and then the election. And who knows, man? Like, the title of this video is "The End of the Matrix," because I feel like the Matrix is just like it's ready to shut off at any moment. That we're transitioning into a new age. So these NPCs are just gonna self-exterminate themselves. That's the thing that I think. Because look at the way they act. They're literally broken. And I don't mean to say this out of like lack of compassion, but the way that these people act is just out of compassion. They're just clueless. Like not just the cops, not just the protesters. It's both of them. It's all of these people that are not self-aware, not self-conscious. They don't think. They don't have empathy. They don't have understanding of like, how do I treat a human being? You don't step on a person's neck, and you don't burn down houses or buildings. Neither of those things make any sense to a logical person's mind.
Hey, I have to mention this. I have to mention this real quick. Suzanne, a comment about the zombies. That's a weird word she used, because if you go to my channel,
I saw that
Wednesday, talk about are we the real Walking Dead zombies? I have a picture of zombies, all of us being zombies. How does she know?
Well, because it's coming up.
No.
The zombies.
The zombies are the ones that are right now protesting and marching. And I take that back. Protesting is fine, but the rioting is the problem. Like, if you're going to protest, that's cool. You can protest. It's probably not going to do much because, the way the government works, they're basically a hive mind. They don't have any. Yeah. They're not even in control. Yeah.
They're in their $1 million homes. They don't care what.
Yeah.
No,
they're wiping their ass with $100 bills just because they can.
Yeah, they smoke.
And it's supposed to happen. They wanted to have. They want you to riot. Yeah. That was the deliberate. That was the Matrix reaction to what it wants. The negative energy. Let's do it now. Okay, let's do this on camera, blatantly. Just put the pistol to the puppy's face on camera. That's the next phase of this game.
Let's get them really angry. Yeah. First, we got them into the fear. Let's bring them into the anger and the hatred. Let's strike them where they know it hurts, which is the race, because race is what pisses people off the most.
That's a hurtful one too. Everybody has that open wound, and everyone's quiet about it. Now, I'm a racist. I was raised by racists, and they were not white people. We were raised by people of color, me and Eric and my older brother. And they are racist, and they were racist, but they were happy racists. But it wasn't they were racist. They identified with their own culture because they enjoyed their own culture. And then when you went over to their house, they shared their culture with you. They didn't conform to whatever culture they were told to become. So you got to enjoy everybody's actual real culture, and everybody was happy, which makes them racist because they've decided to stay within their own traditions and have that fun and then share it with you. And you got to share your tradition with them. So being a racist isn't like bad. It's just more like, I have some things I want to share with you. I've learned from my fucking ugly people. May I teach you from my ugly people to your ugly people? Sure. My ugly people also have some cool traditions. I'm gonna teach to your ugly people. So we all become ugly human beings together, which is fantastic. I mean, Taj is just completely hideous to me, but I'm sure I'm hideous to him. And Eric, you're just cool. He and I don't even want to have a conversation about you, man. This is disgusting. But
the thing is, I don't really think race exists. Like, yes, it does. You have color, but like that, we're humans. Humans. That is like we're souls. That human beings, that's the perspective that you like most people should see. You're a soul. That's another soul. Even if it's an animal, that's a soul. That's not a freaking dog or like a squirrel or something. Like, that's a soul. That's a conscious being. You're not a white person or a black person. You're a soul.
No, you're a soul. You're an old soul. That's what I saw with the people with the effect. I stopped seeing color. I started seeing old souls. I way past the color part. I was just like, oh my God, you're an old soul. Like, you're old. A lot of people, to me, with the effect that are awake, including yourself, you got an old soul. And you can just see it radiating. I can see it radiating because I got bad eyes. I can see all the colors. But old souls. I was hugging people at that little get together, and there were some old souls, comfortable old souls. I'm like, wow,
Ancient,
wow,
yeah.
ancient old soul.
When somebody says like to me, "You're an old soul," I say, "No, I'm not an old soul. I'm an ancient soul." You silly boy.
Ancient soul.
All right, so we just killed our entire hour on TFR, but we're gonna keep going on YouTube. So that was a really fast conversation.
God damn.
So make sure you hang up on Skype, so that way you're not still on Skype.
Eric, I need your help for this one. Okay. I need Eric's help. That's cool.
That's my typical response, though. When someone says you're an old soul, I said, no, I'm not an ancient. I'm an ancient soul.
Yeah.
Get it right.
I'll switch to that one.
I think there's an echo right now, so I'm just going to...
Can I switch to that one?
I like the echo because they heard me on that one. So me too, I got to turn this off, okay? Let's see here. Let's hang up.
Okay. Bear with us, guys, as we do our transition.
Here we go.
Yeah, just turn off whichever one you feel is right.
So hang up that.
What you can do is you can just have one audio source on. Like, I have one microphone muted, and the other one, I would be obliterated from how much brownie Gypsy Road just ate. They are funny, yeah.
Gypsy Road don't touch no brownies.
We don't talk about anything serious when we're talking. Like, I mean, we do kind of, but it's mostly for laughs.
No, it is serious. It's real shit, though.
See, like when I have like Ken on my channel or another energy practitioner, we talk about really serious stuff, and it'll be like a really serious, like high vibrational topic, and we'll be like talking about the Matrix and like just like how to evolve. And then you guys come on, and my audience is probably like, "What the hell is going on? This is not the normal show." These guys are like a bunch of geezers. They're just
No, we're not. We're educated. We went to college.
He's showing a Yoda poster as he's doing it, or a Yoda figure, whatever.
Cool. Okay. So are we actually?
The volume is up right here.
Okay. Cool. There we go.
Yeah.
These two brothers are comedians. They could honestly, their channel is just going to turn into a comedy show.
Well, yeah, but we're all awake. That's all that matters.
Yeah. A flat Earth comedy show. You know?
We're trying to take the seriousness down out of it a little bit.
Yeah. That's a good thing to do. You know, don't make it too serious.
You'll go crazy. You'll go crazy if you take it too serious.
Sometimes I make my videos very seriously just because there's so much passion in the topic, and I want to make it like clear, like I'm not messing around when I'm speaking. But then it's also good to have humor. So that's why I'll bring you guys on more, so we can have stupid conversations, you know?
Well, at your age, you got to keep some professionalism because, again, people are judging you by your age. But
that's true.
We bring you on, and you have way more professionalism than a lot of the adults we bring on, which is good. I mean, sometimes it takes the kids, the younger ones, to be the adults, because the adults are becoming kids again. A lot of people with this effect, I've noticed a lot of nostalgia. A lot of people going back to the 80s music at our age. Back to this Eric's rockin' 70s hairband music. And like, what do you listen to this crap still, dude? A lot of people with nostalgia are going back to the old music because modern music has lost. It's got the sound of the devil in it. It's gross.
And then Fan Man says, love it. We usually bring out swords too. And yeah, the tradition is on the Gypsy Road channel, everyone pulls out their freaking sword. And yeah, but I'm not gonna do it because my katanas are sitting over there or whatever. This is not
If he talks about his sword, because he's thinking about his sword.
You have to have a lightsaber on my channel because we're Force users. You
What
can't have
man
a
does not
sword.
think about his sword?
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Good one. Honestly, you're a
Nice.
Sith Lord. I see.
So we were going into the conversations about the deities before we got all lost about the.
Oh wow, that was like 40 minutes ago.
Well, remember what I mentioned was in societies. This is a fact from anthropology. A fact. If they are a monotheistic culture, they usually have one temple, and the town looks kind of dreary. It's got basic technology when it comes down to construction. If they have multiple gods, they usually have multiple temples, and a lot of architecture there's more plentiful amounts. There's more buildings and more beautiful scenic carvings. Again, more things carved in effigy. Are they worshiping these things? I don't think so, but they're just carving beautiful gods, like Athens and down in down in the Mediterranean, where they had a lot of gods. So you got to ask yourself a question: is it bad to be monotheistic, or is it bad to be have multiple gods? It all gives you something benefit. Depends on what you want.
I want to bring up this piece of gnosis that I've uncovered and discovered through my own metaphysical journey, I guess you could call it. And I want to throw it by you and see what you think. So basically, everyone has this notion that these gods are actually real beings, that they're real like entities. And what I've discovered and what I've found out for myself is that they're not real beings. They are programs within the Matrix that operate as certain programs, just like Seraph. Seraph from the Matrix movie? That would be considered a god, and it's an energy that you call on. So if you think about like Isis is a motherly energy, but then you also have the ISIS terrorist group.
Yes.
So there's all of these different, they'll call on these energies, and they'll specifically use it for activating a certain energy signature to basically program the NPCs, program people that are not aware to act a certain way. And that's basically what they do.
Well, yeah. Remember, there are people don't understand the English. I did a whole show on the English in words. Words of the English, single individual words, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Each word is actually a spell. A lot of words will contain el. El is God, right? El.
Yes.
A lot of the words that you say without you even knowing what the word means, it just means something to whatever it means to you. But if it has el in it, it has multiple meanings with one word. You don't know that you're saying. So if you say a sentence, sometimes you're saying a prayer, or you're saying you're spellcasting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You could spellcast by saying a couple of simple words and not know what's makes up the word. I have Latin. This word has Latin. This also has Germanic tribal language linguistically mixed into it. The ELL within the letter of the word. The word itself is magic. It's spellcasting.
That's true, but at the same time, the word loses so much power when the person doesn't have the intention behind it. Because they don't know what they're doing with the energy. So it's kind of just, but it is programmed in a specific manner to cause disruption.
Hey, Bob, can you guys hear me? People in the chat saying they can't hear me.
We can hear you now, but your mic was muted for a couple of seconds.
Okay.
But just saying a couple. If you know you're controlling the Matrix or manipulating something, those words have a different meaning now. When you can say a sentence and it becomes a spellcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Against the like you said, cheat codes. Like your buddy always says, cheat codes. I believe in cheat codes.
Yeah, there are cheat
that's
codes.
What those guys are calling in on shit. You call it. I call them the djinn. It makes me more comfortable. You call it in the other world. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. The other world elite creatures, where they call them in to have them help them out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I don't call on beings because I don't trust calling on other things. You can call on things, but then you're like saying like, here, you do this for me. Instead of doing that, you can just be like, oh, I can do that same thing that being thinks it can do. I can do it myself.
I see. Yeah, do it yourself.
Don't be calling in these fucking dark entities. Our gay brother, older brother did that. He got him. He was playing that Ouija board. He was calling him in.
Now, Bob, did you get this room haunted? I swear I hear a bunch of weird things in this room right now.
Yeah,
Did you put a ghost in this room? Did you do something? Did you sexual harass a ghost in this room?
Did. Yes, I've been harassed by a succubus. I, in fact, had become a succubus and raped it. Prevented
God.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Rape me, I rape it.
I just want to make sure.
I associate with the northern gods, so I've got Mountaineer here, so I always have my dog tag, and I have Mountaineer. So I just call out to my Thor fucking deity, and I rape
Mjolnir, the hammer.
Mjolnir, yes,
yeah,
I have Mjolnir.
So I believe that being or that energy is called Maldek or Malatek. I can't remember. Murdoch, I think.
Okay.
In another in the Babylonian traditions or the Sumerian traditions, I can't remember what it's called. Let me look that up. Murdoch or something like that.
God damn, Bob, my microphone smells like pure marijuana.
I honestly can't remember what it's called.
Did that light just flash?
Yeah,
I missed it.
Somebody just shot something here. There's a shotgun. Somebody shot something in the air. I don't know. Yeah, it was a shot.
So how are the riots in your area? Are there any riots over there?
Oh no, there's been some huge riots to a point where I had to take my wife to work personally and take her to the building because they spray painted on all the walls, all the windows are smashed in, everything is covered with boards, and half the workers did not show up to work today because they're all too scared. So I had to be on call to pick her up because she had to call me to pick her up early because her building also got a threat. And this riot even reached the suburbs. We have a suburb target in the town called Tukwila that's not even in the city that they broke into it yesterday. So it is worse. What I heard from everybody. Now, me and Bob only lived in this state about 20 years. We weren't born here, but everybody we talked to saying it was worse they ever saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, dude, during the riots, there was no cops. There was nothing. Yeah. People were just breaking into the building, and everybody was like, where's all these cops at? It's like they were holding them back, or they had them all blocking, the rich areas. Let them fuck up the poor areas, but let's protect the rich areas. Because, dude, there were no cops. They were nowhere.
The cops know that they'll get trampled. They'll get trampled.
Seattle. Seattle is one of the number one protesting freaking states in the United States. They are prepared. They know Seattle. Everybody protest. There are a bunch of hippies here. Everybody's still.
It's very leftist. That's why.
And so the cops are prepared for Seattle. In this case, I've never seen anything like it. These are not the same authority that I remember in this time. This timeline is completely different. Now they're not even in the area. They're letting people throw shit, smash shit, burn shit. I'm like,
I thought they're supposed to be hippies. They're supposed to be peaceful.
No, a lot of the people who are doing the riots are actually not from Washington. They're actually from Oregon. They come down here from the Portland area to cause shit.
Oh my
so all these people they arrest are not even from here. And this is what's stupid. I hate seeing people yelling at all the cops standing because, first of all, those cops are getting paid by the hour. They don't want to be there. Yelling at them ain't going to do you nothing. You want to yell at people, go yell at your governor. Go yell at your mayor. Yell at the senators. Yell at those people. Don't yell at them. Not all the cops are bad. You got a few bad apples, but don't yell at them like they're garbage. They don't want to be there.
No.
Yell at the real people. If you want to change things, go fucking riot on the senators' blocks. Go to the rich people's blocks.
Yeah.
Get out of our poor areas, man. What the fuck? That's our area.
We're really pushing hard on this. For those of you United States American citizens in the state, whatever, we want you guys to remember to do a home ballot. Do your ballot at home. Do not go to the polling stations. You're going to request a home ballot, and you're going to put in your own name.
Well, in Washington, you can only vote by mail. You go to vote by
thank
mail.
God. Washington's only by, and I know Trump's trying to stop it. Both parties are trying to stop the mail-in thing because it's going to screw up their agenda. Now, we already know who's going to win. It's already been planned. The idea is to beat them to it. Everybody out there needs to get out there and say, hey, I want a take-home ballot. I want a mail-home ballot. I don't want to go to the poll. If everybody in the United States did a mail-home ballot, which they do not want you to do, you can get people out of Congress. It will work. It will really piss them off. There'll be a lot of arguments about, well, this didn't work, or this person's name wasn't correctly written this way, but they're going to fight it every tooth and nail. But then the next election, we can do it again. Take-home ballots are the best way to get garbage out. The best way to get take-home ballots. It's harder for them to argue that shit. Again, they're pushing against it. There's your next. People ask me, what's my suggestion? I said, take the power back. Put it in your own hands by putting it on pen on paper. Pen on paper. Pen on paper. This is how you're going to save the United States. Pen on paper.
But the thing is that, the Electoral College. So even if you do vote, the popular vote doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't mean, it's like a suggestion for the ones that are actually voting. They're like, we see you, but we're just going to throw this piece of paper away. And okay, the choices now.
Trump didn't win by popularity. He didn't win by popularity. He won by electoral.
Yeah.
The choices right now are Joe Biden, who is a known pedophile, and Donald Trump, who is probably another pedophile. So we're voting for two pedophiles. Now,
but one's worse than the other.
But here's the thing now, guys, remember now, you got to clear your head and you're thinking American. People in Europe are laughing.
It's a joke. We have two pedophiles.
Hold on, Bob. I got to correct this, Bob. I got to correct this because Haska's son wrote, I say don't vote. Take the power back. You should vote. Vote for me. I actually filled out the paperwork, so technically, they won't put my name on the ballot. But if you write my name down, that vote will count. So vote for me.
I would vote for you.
Put down Eric.
And Bob is vice president.
I want to be vice president.
If you become president, you have to give me Puerto Rico.
Dude,
okay?
Of course, dude.
Done deal. You're part of my cabinet, man. You're part of my cabinet.
Sweet. I can be interdimensional security.
You got that right. You're Secretary of State.
I'm gonna open up a Hogwarts. You guys think I'm joking? I'm gonna open up a whole new type of university. People say, what do I want to see? What's my fantasy? If we're going into a direction that's positive, we're gonna see some changes. Like, what is your change?
Oh,
what do you want to manifest? What do you want? I said, I want a Hogwarts.
What's that?
I want like a type of school like that where people can start learning how to, like yourself, start learning the other things that we had forgotten along the way. You talk about the manipulation of the weather, tea reading. I don't care. Witchery, bullshit. Learning how to read the cosmos, learning how to read the stars, since we know that's just one big ass learning tool up there now. It's just a light bright to learn from. Oh, we
back? Are we back? Okay, guys, I'm on my mobile phone hotspot because my Wi-Fi router was fried. It's been fried for like the past couple days. So this is being streamed off a mobile phone. So if the connection, but somehow it's not live. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You blanked off a little bit, but I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is being streamed off a mobile phone or a mobile hotspot. So, because my Wi-Fi connection hasn't been, it's like our router stopped working. So yeah,
I can't hear anything.
Bob, you can't. I can hear you, Bob.
We can hear you.
I can't hear the Tanush.
Really? I can hear him just fine.
Wait, let me just. All right, hold up. Better?
He's gone.
Can you hear now?
I can.
No, he's silent to me.
Hello.
Really?
Our little, yeah, he's completely silent.
I can hear him just fine.
Yeah, that's weird.
His mouth is moving, but in fact, I'm looking at him like maybe like a minute back.
I think it's glitching.
Talking away
It's
by
glitching
himself
for
in the
you.
corner, like he don't even hear me saying anything. He's in a loop with my thing. He's in a loop. He's like from a minute back.
I think the brownie has finally hit him, and he's definitely stoned.
I got a word. It's weird. This is so weird.
All right,
can you hear him now?
Yeah, you're current, but he was like almost like a half a minute back,
and
I have no audio.
Gypsy is way too high. Hey, can you tell him to leave the stream and then join back in? Because I think his thing got glitched out. Oh my gosh.
Okay, hold on. I'll tell him.
He has to come tell me. I'll let Eric see this for himself. He'll see what I'm talking about.
We're gonna
show is on point.
We're gonna take a loop back.
Brownie Bob for president.
I'm getting to news like a minute back each time. Take a look at this. This is crazy. This is crazy as shit.
What's going on? I gotta see this for myself.
He's just talking away. Look, he's just talking away. Like a minute back, he's not even.
Oh, that is strange. Jeez.
Let me see what I can do with this. Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can fix. Let me see if I can fix this.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay. Everything
so
good?
We're getting our anomalies. Yeah, you're good now.
Michelle says the brownie has kicked in.
It has not kicked. Well, it has kicked in. Yes, you're correct, but not like this.
No,
this is
what happened was, here's what happened. So my phone is hosting the show right now on my mobile hotspot. So it disconnected for like half a second, and then it glitched on your screen. And so then you got stuck. Oh, and now he left. Wonderful. I don't know what happened there.
That's good. That means a lot of good information is being released right now for everyone to hear. That's good stuff.
Everyone watching.
I like Eric's setup. This is professional. This is like, you got a big old.
No, but everyone watching could still see me. Like it wasn't glitched out for me.
Yeah, just for me. Just for me. You were glitched out in the backyard. You were you're like a minute back. And you're just kind of randomly talking, like you don't even pay attention to me at all. Like, this is weird. You're like not even looking at me, like not hear you. And you're just either that, I'm not getting your. Maybe I'm getting a fucking phantom face because you were like, how long does it take for him to realize that I can't hear him? And you're just still talking by yourself up in the air.
I'm just that conceited. I'm just that self-absorbed. It's all about me. This is my show.
I can hear you guys. I can hear you both.
La 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 la. This is my show. I don't hear you guys.
My show, damn it.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
I think what it is iPad is about to die. So I think you probably turned some things off to last. So it has to. So Bob, I have to keep this in here to keep it powered up.
Go for a plug-in if you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you feel better with the
everything and anything?
Setup?
This is better. I got Eric's little, fluffy microphone.
Here's the thing: anytime we get onto like a real topic, we literally get interrupted and then lose our train of thought. Yeah, we just start talking about random stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I even have a theory on reptilians. You want to hear my reptilian theory?
Sure, let's hear it.
No, I'm being dead serious. Now, this is from a scientific.
I've seen reptilians before, so
okay.
Yeah,
I could be wrong then. I could be wrong, but this is my only guess. Okay, number one, we have a larger, in my opinion, I know for a fact, we have a larger reptilian brain in our fucking skull heads. So it's a larger reptilian brain. Yes. Also, people of the past, certain blood types. Here we go. We're good. The Rh negative O blood type, the original redheads, the ones they find the mummies from all over the place in a bright red head. Bright orange red hair. They also have one thing that nobody talks about: freckles. Now, if I was a child out of Africa and I'm standing there, I'm looking at another kid from the Northern Territory, wherever they're from. He's got bright red hair and freckles. His face is covered in freckles. He's not brown, but he's not white either. His skin looks like scales.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when I was a kid, I was a freckle face. And I had a couple other friends that we looked like we had scales. And people used to joke about, you guys look like freaking like reptiles with scales. And I always dawned on me that if I was somebody from the past and I saw a freckle face, like a real freckle face, you would think they were scales.
Mhm.
So you would think that the reptilians are technically, they're not really reptilians. They're just freckled face humanoids with freckles and red hair. You would think they're reptiles. They're half. Like they got to be half reptile because they've got all these weird spots. They're covered in like spots. Their skin is covered. They're not white and they're not dark. However, the freckles themselves are brown, so they look like what are they? They're covered in these brown spots, freckles. They look like reptiles because of my hands look like reptile hands when I had freckles all over them. Like, oh, it look like scales.
Either I'm really stoned or he's just repeating himself. He's so
he was eating some brownies.
I guess I am, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So there it is. There's my take on the reptiles. An interpretation of what they would perceive as a reptile. Yeah. Does that make sense?
No, it totally makes sense, but I'm just laughing at the comments that are just like noticing you're just stoned out of your mind.
Oh, I'm whacked out of my head.
What the fuck is this guy on?
Brownies. These are flat Earth brownies.
But they're saying, I agree,
Those
Robert.
flat earthers, man.
So there's some people agreeing with you.
Yeah, no, it's these flat Earth brownies are fucking fantastic. The Earth is flat now. Shit.
Yeah.
And then the bats came. This is crazy. I was outside of Barstow, and then all the bats came. Cool.
No,
Yeah.
you made sense. I agree with what you're saying, but the way you were saying it or you were repeating it, you were just like, "Oh, I'm stoned out of my mind."
I'm stoned out of my mind.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I've made a few videos after I smoked some weed, and actually, some of the videos come out really good because it'll put me in a flow state. So,
Yeah.
but I
And
could
you're
never go on a
relaxed.
live show. I would never go on a live show high. It would just like ruin me. If I went on your show high, I would be like, it would be horrible.
Oh, you fit in perfect.
I even know where the whales came from.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I was having a nice high. I was getting high. I actually had a vision. Don't take it to the bank. Don't take it to the bank. It has no freaking weight whatsoever other than me being high. But I was sitting back in a weird position. I was kind of like in a weird hum position, listening to music. It was classical. And I started seeing cows in my head. Cows are now in the Bible. Cattle is the most passive creature on the planet. They have been bred so much that they would die in the environment without human help. If humans are gone, cows are dead. They're just susceptible to every freaking predator out there, including your damn house cat. Your house cat looks at a cow like he's a meal because they're that weak. Believe it or not, a house cat will take on a cow because they're that passive.
Now, but what are the chances that a house cat's going to see a cow?
I don't know. It's not the story. The idea is the cows are passive. So as time goes further, and if humans were to leave the planet and we're wiped out, whatever reason, because we're just fucking viruses, a cow is a passive creature. So if it had no predators coming after a cow, and a cow would just become a cow, a big ass fat cow, he would eat himself large and larger and larger. If you had high waters, a cow will eat. I've seen them go into streams. If they've learned to develop themselves to the point where like the water buffalo, they'll go into water where it holds their body buoyant and they can eat more. And the cows will eat a lot of things from the water. If a cow over 1 billion years kept going into the water and it's passive, a cow will eventually become a freaking aquatic animal. It would become a beautiful passive whale. The whales were cows at one time.
You know what I think?
I'm not even on brownies, but I feel like I am on brownies.
The whales are cows. They were cows.
I think the last time you had a brownie, you watched National Geographic or Planet Earth. Special on cows.
They're cows, man. They say what is the most intelligent animal on this planet? I say, well, it'd be a whale.
I thought it was
a whale.
Yeah, I thought it was dolphins.
Yeah.
Well, it's whales and dolphins. But anyway, we're talking about the whale. So it's one of the most intelligent animals on the planet, and it's mammal. And it's mammal. And have you ever seen the skeletal structure of the actual skeletal structure of a whale? You could actually take it back to its original bovine form, and you could say this fucker was a cow. Cow. Whales used to be cows.
Okay.
Listen, let's look at his bed. He does have a horse.
Look at my bed. It's a horse. Yes, I have a horse in my bed. Who doesn't have a horse in their bed? I have staff. I have weaponry.
This is what happens when you take like 100 milligram brownie or something.
He's inspecting my bed.
How many milligrams were in that brownie?
You know, a lot. A lot. You know, it's a flat Earth brownie, so it has a lot in it. So
I'll put like 300 or something. They're
it's
like,
gotta be. It's good
the
stuff.
tone, bro.
Well, they were handing him out like freaking nothing. Like, oh my god, I love
How they
truthers.
convince their followers. Like,
Yeah.
Flat Earth is almost like a cult in some ways. Where they're like, this is nothing. Like free brownies. That's like a cult motto. That's like
and free this. Bob got this free.
Oh yes, yes. Oh yeah. But you know, nobody there talked about flat Earth.
I can't really see what that is. What is that?
A bag of marijuana.
Oh, it doesn't look like. Oh, it's really freaking like white. Is it like AK-47 or something?
You know, I didn't get I forgot the name of it. I forgot.
It was free. It was free.
It's probably not good. It's not very green.
No, it smells wonderful. It smells like if a skunk had died in a hot sun and it's fermented for 2 or 3 days. It has that good skunk stank right out of its ass.
People are wanting truth information. I think they want to know about some like deep topics.
Like the cows that became whales. They don't want to hear about. They don't want to hear about.
Let's talk about. Okay,
Good.
so back to the El topic. So El means Elohim, right?
Yes.
And so, do you think that the Elohim are the same beings that came and incarnated, or claim that they were the gods, or claim that they were the beings that are, you know, the Greek gods or the Egyptian gods and stuff like that? Because there's a lot of connection. There's a lot of connection between the Elohim and what people would call the elves. Think about it. They start with the same letter. And then 11 as well, because that's also El.
Yeah.
And so, and then there's also the machine elves, which are another aspect of them being interdimensional. And so I've connected with this race of beings many times. So I know who they are. And then there's also another type, which we call the Watchers. Which were the fallen angels, Angel, El. So there's all these connections, and I still feel like I'm missing a little bit of that puzzle. But I do.
What about the Ajiji? You remember about the Ajiji, right?
The Ajiji, that name is sounding familiar, but I don't remember what it is from. Is that from something from the Bible? Like
No, the Ajiji, that's all part of the early pantheon. So you have your Elohim, whatever, but you also have you have the here we go. You have your Anunnaki.
Stoner's wrong about the crowds. That's the last one.
What? What are you kidding me? They could be whales. Go along with it, man. I mean, it sounds great. They're passive. No, they had the Ajiji, which were the second tier. The Ajiji were the second tier. They were the workers. They were hybrids. They were mudbloods. Mudbloods. So they were mudbloods. So you had the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were the ruling class. We'll call them Rh negatives, and then they intermingled with the regular citizen. And they have the Ajiji, which are mudbloods. They're half. They have the same ability, but they were the laborers. So they were the ones that actually worked in they worked with the humans inside the mines. So the Ajiji were the foremen. So you had the Ajiji as the foreman.
Nephilim?
You have the Nephilim, and then you have the Ajiji. The Ajiji were the mudbloods. So you have the purebloods, which are the Nephilim. Then you have the mudbloods, which are the Ajiji.
The Nephilim are the ones that are with the human and the quote unquote Elohim or the angel or the Elven. So,
well, the Ajiji were the mudbloods that were on the ground. They were working in the mines. They were the foremen.
They're a mix of Nephilim and human, basically.
Yeah, they're mixed.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, mudblood. Yeah, that's why I was using the word mudblood. Yeah, they're mixed. They're mixed blood. So, according to, I'm not studying guys. I'm studying guys from fucking college where we learned fucking mythology. So, according to the time, there was a big revolt happened. The Gigi basically fought back. The Gigi fought them and won. They won their independence and freedom. They left the caves. The caves.
If they're half angel or half Elohim, they're going to be strong as hell and probably taller and more, physically and mentally strong. So I guess they got tricked in some aspect to be worker slaves when they could have easily. They were essentially demigods.
Well, you would qualify as one of these Gigi because you carry the gene. Now you're not a negative, but you carry the gene, which still gives you a lot of the talents. You give them, according to the storyline, okay, the mythos storyline, you would carry a lot of the power, the strength. I mean, you have a lot of their abilities because you carry the gene. You carry the programming, which is turned on with that radiation. So the Gigi revolted. The Gigi won, and then everybody dispersed. Basically, like the fall of Babel, whatever. Everybody dispersed because they lost. They lost the war. Inky and Ani and all the other fuckers lost the war. They even had a civilization down in South America. Remember, they had their own separate civilization down there.
Okay. So somebody just filled in a really interesting puzzle.
What's up?
Be translated to the eyes in the sky, the Watchers. Would you follow?
Oh,
now that is interesting. Okay.
Wow, that's good.
That actually ties in some information for myself that is useful. But see, I've always seen the Watchers as not physically in this realm anymore. So they've kind of departed from this realm, and they are real. Okay, if you take I don't want to say anything that will give people ideas, but if you meditate deeply enough, you can see the Watchers. They're around you. They are everywhere, and they are a type of being, I guess. And
they're in the Quran.
Huh?
They're in the Quran. Remember that. There's a reason why the girls wear the outfit. It's from the Watchers. So people don't know that. It's in the Quran. That's why the girls have to cover themselves because they don't want the Watchers stealing their daughters. Remember, they'll sleep with their daughter. They cover them. That's why the Prophet Muhammad says, cover up. Men, cover your heads. Women, cover your faces because of the Watchers. That's what's in the Quran. So you're correct. So, and to me, it was kind of ironic. This is just me again. Don't take it to the bank. Ironic that all of a sudden everybody has to wear masks at this time. It reminds me of the Prophet Muhammad around the same time when he was in the heart of his religion. He's building his religion. Women had to be covered because of the Watchers were stealing their daughters and having their way with them. According to the Quran. So they had to keep the Watchers from seeing how beautiful their wives and their daughters are. They had to cover themselves because they were sleeping with the daughters of men. And that's not good. And now all of a sudden we have this fucking 19, which is AI. And all the women, forget the men, all the women are covered. All the girls are covered. Just the same way the Prophet Muhammad had them do it. How did he have them do it? Did he tell them it was a disease? So the Prophet Muhammad had all these people. How did he get them to cover up? Tell everybody there's a disease out and have everyone cover their faces. I don't know. It works. Is that what he did too? But it is unusual that all the females are covering their faces.
That is interesting. But the thing is that with the Watchers, so I feel like a lot of the stuff about the Bible and the Quran and stuff, this is AI programming. This is the perspective that I'm coming at it from. This is AI programming. This is what the artificial intelligence or what the demiurge wants you to believe about those kinds of beings. If they were helpful, if they were actually, beings that were meant to assist humanity, forget about what the lore says. Just, I'm going off my own personal experience.
Yeah.
So when I've interacted with these beings, they've never shown me that they were negative. They've never shown me that they wanted to control humanity. They've never shown me that they wanted to mate or have sex with humanity because they're not even physical, so they wouldn't have sex. They don't. They don't have sex. They're literally like holograms or just energy. So it's like, why would they want to have sex? But maybe there was another form of that that was incarnated, or a part of, being in the physical existence, and that was like a different race. So there's another theory that these other beings. So you have the elves and the dark elves. This is such a big thing that's hidden in our media. The elves and the dark elves. They're the elves of the light, and then they're the dark elves of the darkness and the negative energy. And I think it's those negative ones that inbred with humanity, not the light elves, or not the ones that are from the higher celestial planes, because they're so evolved. They wouldn't need that.
I can see that. It would make soulless children, like you call the NPC. They would make the NPC. They'd make the soulless offspring.
Right.
It'd be a human soulless offspring. It's just a big idiot. Like that's how you would describe it. It's they have no soul. They have no love of the God or whatever.
They never
a dark elf.
I don't think that they're soulless. I think that they are their light is so diminished or so fractured. They're not really they're not active. So they're basically a program.
Okay, yeah. I see that, yeah.
Like I think everything has a soul, because if it's alive, it has to have some sort of consciousness. Like the woman that was picking the grass, she has a soul, but she's not using her consciousness. So therefore, the machine, the Matrix, is using her to just be a kind of a dud in the reality, or not a dud, but just run a program. Just like the woman that you guys are talking about,
she was there for you to see. She was there for you to see. It's for you to make a decision. It was for you to have a living thing to look at to make a decision about this person isn't real. It was a learning tool. I think it was like, here's a tool from the Matrix for you.
So Lucifer Hood, or Lucifer Hood, asked me, how did you talk to these beings? They came to me. I didn't talk to them. It's not like I went out and was like, where are the aliens? I didn't even believe in aliens or, interdimensional beings. They came to me when I was, meditating and training. So I hope that answers your question.
He was doing Jedi training. He was
Jedi training. I'm laughing because the tone of this conversation has just been so like... And now he's really feeling that edible. He's like, oh, man.
I love it.
And it looks like Bob has a beam of light coming down to his face from when the lighting I turn on outside. Looks weird.
Yes. Beams of light coming to my face.
So have you had any sort of abduction experiences where you guys have experienced any sort of aliens or interdimensional things? Share with me.
Yeah, Bob, talk about your mark. Talk about your white mark.
Okay, so I have evidence. So I got abducted about a few months back, not too long ago. Right? No, I'm not shitting you guys. My arm, I got up, I had no memory of it, and my arm felt like someone took and shot me in my arm. Shot me. It freaking hurt bad. I couldn't pick anything up. I was so sore. Like when you get a shot, when you go to a doctor's office and they give you a shot in your arm, into your muscle, the needle goes in your, that pain. Now, I had this. I have a tattoo on my arm. And if everyone knows about tattoos, just use it as science. Tattoo ink goes pretty fucking deep. I have a white spot in my tattoo where it looked like flesh was removed. It glows white. It glows white, and it's right there. There's a white dot.
Yeah, I can see it.
There's a white dot in my tattoo. It looks like a dragon head now. It's right there. Completely white circle in my ink tattoo, which means all of the tattoo ink below it was removed. It's a white dot. It's a perfect mechanical looking circle into my flesh. Like it had got in there and took flesh out like a cork, pulled it out of my arm, and my arm was sore. I mean, and all of a sudden, I'm on a show with Eric going like this, I'm looking at Eric, and Eric's going like this. I said, "What's wrong with you?" He says, "My arm's fucked up." I said, "What are you talking about? My arm's messed up." Eric had to go to
I
the
had
doctor.
I had a
wow.
ripped hip muscle.
The same
Ripped
time.
hip muscle. Ripped.
So you guys both wait. So you had a different injury, or
We had the pain. It started like the same day. He had the mark on his soreness, and I had a ripped pec muscle.
Yeah.
What?
Now, of course, I can't show you no markings on the inside.
Yeah.
But it was
And
the same night.
Yeah.
That's so strange. That's like they were. I don't know. So, did you have any experiences of seeing anything or hearing anything?
I'll get. Well, we use the word. We'll use the word. We're using it now. I think people enjoy it. I get a download. I'll get a download, like yourself, probably.
That's what they think,
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Of course, I get downloads all day long.
Or as the layman's term, you'll get an epiphany. I'll get an epiphany.
Yeah.
It'll come out of nowhere, and there'll be an epiphany, and I'll start laughing because lately I've been talking about the Bobono monkey, which is a Mandela effect a Mandela effect primate I've never heard of, which is a chimpanzee, supposed to be the closest living relatives of us. I've never heard of it, and the chimpanzee has in medical journals has the cure for respiratory disease. It has this primate, this chimpanzee, which we come from, is immune to the HIV. I go, what? So we came from according to the comic book, an evolution in the comic book, we'll call it that. According to the mythos, we came from related to the Bobono monkey we keep joking about, which has, again, the antibodies for HIV and all respiratory diseases. And we just so happen to have one now. And so, as an anthropologist and educated person with a university, I said, why aren't they? Where's the studies with the Bonono monkey? Where's their blood being drawn, and how come they're not learning about I'm not hurting them, but why aren't they learning from them, their blood and their chemistry? It seems a little weird. We have the cure, so we have the cure. I mean, there's no other way of explaining this. We have the cure, but nobody's talking about the cure to.
Well, of course,
I don't know. That's weird.
That's a $1 billion industry. It shouldn't even be like, wonder why. Like, that's $1 billion. You're not going to just lose $1 billion. You know, like, talk about what Gates did, right? Like, he literally, first of all, he funds the WHO for anyone that doesn't know. I'm sure everyone knows that. And then he's going like, oh, I'll provide the vaccines and I'll create the vaccines. But meanwhile, he's testing those vaccines on the freaking South African children, and they're dropping like flies, and they're getting all kinds of diseases. And so then, if you look on his Instagram, oh my gosh, you should read the comments on his Instagram. People are flipping out. People are attacking him, and he keeps deleting comments. And like these big name people are coming out like, "Why'd you delete my comment, bro?" And it's like, click on the person's name. He has like 4 million followers.
Wow.
You deleted a person with 4 million followers. Like that's a person that has like influence. If you, you're done for it, buddy.
It's so basic. It's so contrived. You could actually see it. His little 666 virus. I'm like, wait. So you want me to take your virus that has a? Now I know there's no such thing as 666 is the number of a man, a beast. It's carbon.
Exactly. It's carbon. That's what I was going to say. Carbon-based matrix.
It's carbon. So when he has 666 in there, I'm seeing his little signature for carbon, blah, blah, blah. It's not evil. However it is, and it flip the coin around, homie's got a virus we all have to take. And it happens to have 666. I mean, wait a minute, man. Come on, dude. Come on. Is this a movie? His strategy is genius. He's like, all right, let's engineer a virus. And then let's be the only one that provides the cure. That way we can make like $100 billion. Why didn't we come up?
He saves us.
Why don't we come up with a cure for the common cold, the rhinovirus, which has been around forever? The rhinovirus. You can't
have this. The bullshit. Okay, I don't want to like jump ship too much. Finish up. Okay, so what did you guys think about the freaking SpaceX launch?
Oh no, debunked. No, I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it.
Those uniforms look so fucking fake.
God, they're horrible.
I mean,
They're horrible.
And the president's there, but no Elon Musk with him.
He wasn't there. He wasn't there. He's at his soft house opening. He's at his house opening.
Yeah. And my parents were watching it downstairs, and they were just mesmerized, and they were like, "Wow, it looks incredible." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? That is so fake." I just looked at it for like 5 seconds. I'm like, "That is the fakest shit I've ever seen."
I worked at the Museum of Flight, people. I worked at the Museum of Illusion. They're in the plane that goes up in the air, and then it takes a 0G dive.
Yeah.
So they're in a construction that looks like the front end of a ship. They're in a 0-degree dive. So they're going to move during the dive time. And when the plane reaches its pinnacle where it's going to come back up, that's when they start talking again. But they're also on wires. So they're in 0G dive and wires. So it really adds to the whole effect. They can have something and lose it during 0G dive. It's just.
But that rocket ship looked like the Flash Gordon ship, just painted white. It looked like a dildo. It looked like a flying dildo.
Yeah, it did.
Nobody asked the question of where are all the freaking satellites in space when they're recording? Where's all the stars? Where's all the asteroids?
Nothing. It's a joke. It's a lie. It's a lie. I know how I debunk magicians. I debunk all the bad people, and it's been debunked. And I worked at the Museum of Flight. I worked at exhibits, guys. I build sets. I built spaceships to look like real spaceships. They built it's an easy construction. They sit in the seat. They're in 0G dive with the plane. They're moving with zero gravity, with cables on top of it, and it's easy to redo. I can redo it.
But Bob, this is what the sad part is. Everybody it's being done by the private sector. No, the SpaceX gets money from Trump's administration. We are paying for it. We're paying for this fake.
The citizens.
SpaceX
the citizens are paying for it.
NASA that we're paying for.
The citizens are paying for it.
Yeah, the private sector is paying for it. Elon Musk gets paid from the government to do this.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars, dude.
Sleep at night. He probably has to take like a bunch of freaking drugs.
He probably sleeps with a picture of Trump with him.
No, I watch him. I watch him. I don't want to put anybody down in the sidebar. I'll make sure nobody gets.
Bob, do you believe the flying car is real?
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. With that air compressor, yeah. He's autistic. The dude has autism. He's got severe autism. I look at him. He believes some of the things he says. He's a little bit passionate because he's got autism. Autism.
He looks like it. He's a fucking joke.
If I were to take a guess, I would assume that his mom was an Rh negative mom and his dad was Rh positive, which was von Braun, and then she can't have a child, so she has to give shots. So a lot of women that have the shots, they'll have autistic children. They could be Rh negative and autistic at the same time. It's really bad because of the shots. So if I were to guess,
Elon got hair plugs.
Yeah, he does. So if I were to guess, von Braun is Elon Musk's father, and it was splooged into his Rh negative mom, and then his mom took shots, and then there's the Elon, which come out of like South Africa.
Well, I feel like
according to Awesome Austin, he says that we're averaging $70 each year paying for this.
Yeah, you're paying for it.
He has money facts.
And of course, the launch
$60 million a day.
Don't forget money, but still.
Don't forget they announced the launch time around 13, and then there was also a 33 involved, a 13, a 33. Trump even repeated the numbers over and over again because all Trump does is repeat numbers. That's his job. He goes like this. He does the water sign.
Yeah, he's always doing that. I noticed that.
It's the water sign. It's the water sign. So he's giving you the water sign. And then he's talking numbers, 13, 33s, or he'll sue a set of numbers that add up to 13 or 33.
or a 19.
Now, Bob, do we ever tell our friend that we're opening up a FundMe account so we can have money to give to NASA to send my shit to space? And
Yeah, we're gonna send your feces to space. Yeah,
yes, we're starting a FundMe account
because Israel sent bear shit on the moon. Israel put bear shit on the moon. You guys know that, right?
No, I've never heard of that before.
Whoa, wait a minute. You haven't heard bear shit on the moon?
But that sounds like something Israel, the capital, would do, claim to do.
No, bear shit is 100% on the moon. Now, bear shit crashed on the moon, but bear shit is on the moon. Bear sheet is Hebrew for the beginning. It means the beginning. It's in the Bible. So if you guys, it's in the Bible. It's a Mandela effect. So if you pick up the Bible or the Torah, you're going to see the beginning.
I've heard that word before.
Bear sheet. So when I say that bear shit on the moon, because Israel, their aeronautical space program. Now, forgive me if you haven't heard of them. I haven't, but Israel's aeronautical space program, which I've never heard of, sent a rocket, and it successfully made it out of the atmosphere, and it hit towards the moon. And as the little lander broke off the end of it, the name of that lander was Bear Shit. So Bear Shit crashed on the moon. Didn't quite land, but crashed.
So there's a code there. They're trying to. They're giving a message. So they're saying the beginning on the moon. So there's something there. Beginning of the holographic reality of the moon, or something. I don't know.
It's hard. Bear shit all over the moon. It's bear shit's all over the moon. No,
but when they say stuff like that, they are giving you like a code. They're telling you this is a specific time and a specific astrological event. Like everything is coordinated with the astrology. So if you look up a specific time that they did that, I guarantee you, June 21st, that energy date is coming up. June 5th, I'm hosting a webinar with my friend Ken Shorley. For those of you guys that don't know that are watching, there's specific energy. It's a private webinar. You can sign up on my website.
Any nudity or in nudity?
No. Actually,
all right. I'll check it out anyway.
Big fan of training Jedi style, with energy, nude, because being nude is where you connect the best to nature. Now, of course, you're gonna get bites all over, so you got to be careful.
I don't know if you want to see Bob naked.
No thanks.
Yeah, I'll go on naked. I'll be fine. I'm not embarrassed.
Not just a live stream.
I'm not ashamed of myself. I'm not ashamed of myself.
You're supposed to just play the grass and become one with the universe. That's what you're supposed to do.
I'm gonna lay naked later out in the lawn here.
Yes. We know that nobody went to the moon, Austin. We're just messing
Bob,
around.
I do have neighbors.
What we're telling you guys is what's on the media. There was all no jokes aside, an aerospace program out of Israel who sent their rocket ship into space, and a craft called Bear Sheet landed on the moon. Oh, India's working on their rocket too.
They'll never get it up.
Let's wait for it, man. It's going to be here. All they have to do is they have to have a really good CGI artist, but that's all they need, and then get India can go to the moon.
Yeah, I mean they have billionaires over there, so
yeah. It doesn't really require a ship. It's really good HGI whatever HTI whatever.
Spend $1 billion on CGI and still make it look better. I could probably make it look better on my computer with my editing software, which was free.
Totally. Couple of zero-G airplane trips, dude. We could make the whole thing.
Yeah. And notice how when they pan the camera, it's always towards a curve. It's reinforcing subconsciously it's curved, but there's no way. No way. The camera could give you that much of a curve. That's a doctored image. So
and both of their arms, if you guys don't notice, both arms flap always like this because they have cables that run here. Yeah, so their arms are always like this. So when they move around, now now do you walk around your house like this with your arms like this? Is that uncomfortable? It is to me. Now imagine zero gravity. Why would you even do this in zero gravity? Why do you move like this in zero gravity? Now me, I'd be like this. I'd be like this. I'd be like, Tanuju, throw me the ball. And he'd be throwing things. We'd be like this. Dude, over here, like this.
Yeah.
But they're like this. Why be all stiff in 0G?
They'll break their little connecting cords, and it's a joke.
Yeah, and I thought their outfits were lighter so they could flex more in them.
Yeah, they're sitting with cables and 0G fucking drop.
The thing is about the flat Earth, I only bring it up because it's part of the deception. Like part of waking up to real reality is like understanding, like, okay, you're not in the middle of space. You're not floating around on a rock. You're not insignificant. It has to do a lot with your significance. If you think you're in the middle of space, floating around, you think you're insignificant and not really anything unique, and that there's not a creator, that you are not the creator. You're not part of that creator essence force. So that's why, and Lucifer Hood says, naked hippie connecting to the universe. I wouldn't even say it's a naked hippie. I would say that it's a interdimensional being that's aware of who they are. Like, people make fun of hippies, but they don't realize, like, you not connecting to the universe is like being like a primitive, like, NPC, basically. So
they're just really awake. Hippies are just awake. They're broke, and they're broke. You see, here's the thing about being awake. Once you wake up, you're gonna be broke.
That's not true. I have friends that are extremely high consciousness, and they're also
You're changing that, and so are we. Again, I don't like being broke, so I like your show. I like the fact that you're awake and you want to make a little bit of a dime. I'm like, okay, he's not asking for anything. He's not doing a juggling act. He's actually providing information like a school and putting it out there as a product to help you out along a little bit. So that's badass.
That's what it's all about. It's all about adding that value, and money is just an energy. If you need to learn how to attract, like money is. There's a theory that I watched a YouTube video on recently. It talks about the different forms of currency. So money we store in banks. What else do we store in banks? We store water in banks. Water banks, and money is simply just that current of water that flows. But the thing is, water easily inflates or deflates. It easily overflows or dries up. So it's a very unstable currency. A smarter method would be a barter system, or something like crypto. So but a barter system. Gold.
I'm gold, guys. Gold. Go back to gold. Go back to the gold. I was like, just go back to the gold back. I will trade with you to use gold for metal. I'll trade you metal for metal. At least I have something in my hand. Here we go. This is worth value.
But see, gold actually, it is worth value. It's conductive, electric. Like all of the elements, the precious elements, they're electrically conductive, which is why people want them, because they conduct energy.
I just like the idea of having something that somebody else can hold. Like, they have electric. Oh, they have the online digital currency. I'm like, I don't think so. Let's go back to the old bartering system. Let's go back to precious metals and agriculture. Precious metals and agriculture. But then who's in charge of the precious metals? There we go. The whole big fight again, all over again. Like,
what about all the drug dealers, man? They got to have cash.
They got to have cash.
They can't do digital currency.
No, they need gold.
Some drug dealers are highly sophisticated these days. They'll take PayPal.
They'll do PayPal.
Yeah.
They'll sell you $1 million painting that they just painted, and you'll get a tax break for buying a painting for $1 million. I'll paint you guys a picture for $1 million.
That's actually hilarious. I bet some drug dealers do something like that, and then inside is like or something.
They're always art enthusiasts. All drug dealers are art enthusiasts. I've got $1 million painting I just bought. My God, beautiful, worth a lot. Do you have $1 million cash? No, I've spent it on this painting. It's toilet paper. It's been attached to the wall. It shows our time. It is feces on there. Yes, that is. It's a banana peeling.
Looks like somebody asked in the very beginning of the conversation, like, where do you guys see this going? And I think that this perception, like the way that we're working, like the financial system, all of this stuff is coming to an end. And I think that the next phase is actually, because there's the 4 elements. You got water, earth, air, and then you got fire. And so we've been through those different currencies. We were in water right now, which is the monetary system. Air is bartering. Earth is trading gold, and then fire. Can anyone guess what fire is? I'll let someone in the comments say if they know. But if you don't know what fire is, think about the sun. Think about how the sun shares value or shares energy.
Yeah.
It gives it freely. Right?
Yeah.
So that'll be the next currency system that we're in. Free energy. Free everything, basically. Everything is literally free. Because
it is free.
Of energy and prosperity. That's the new stage that humanity is being moved into. The stage of pure abundance. Not even bartering, not even, selling currency or stuff like that, but literally just everybody can take as much as they want, as long as you're not taking more than you need. Because there's so much. We literally have an abundance of every single mineral on the planet. It's just poorly distributed.
Very poorly distributed.
Yeah. Horrible.
Very, very poor distributed. Only held by private families. Only the private families have them. The royals, the RHs, negatives. The private families have them. I'm not even David Icke shit. It's actually true. Queen of England. They have millions, billions of dollars. They own your house. The Vatican owns your house.
But eventually they will die, and then they'll own the ground that the worms are eating.
Yeah. I say we do a revolution, but a passive one. Everyone says, what would I do? I said, I'd grab everybody I know that has the effect that's awake, and we get scooters. Now, I'm a motorcycle guy, but I'd say we have to lower ourselves down to scooters. And we get as many people as we can in a huge-ass scooter gang. And we will take it across the European nations. We'll take it up the ride
that'd
through
be
the
fun.
street.
I'm down. I'm down.
Everybody with scooters, because it's non-violent. And people would laugh more than fucking do anything else. And everybody that rides a scooter laughs anyway. So everybody be laughing as you ride, like a gang of free-thinking people on scooters, like scooter trashing it down, like to one country to another country, and sleeping in cool-ass outdoor places and smoking herb and having brownies.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and then jump back on your scooter the next morning.
And the thing is, though, that they're already doing that basically with the protesting. I mean, they're not being as fun as what you're talking about.
They're violent.
No,
we need scooters, man.
Protesters right now. But our way of revolting against the system is starting our YouTube channels. Think about it. We're sharing the opposite opinions, and then we're building tribes together and bringing people together that think similar ways. And then that's literally creating a revolution, because you gain a bunch of people that think the same way, and then the mass basically changes. And so that's what your channel is about. That's what my channel is about. There's hundreds, thousands of YouTube channels that are now embracing the alternate truth, alternate reality, Matrix reality, flat Earth, conspiracy theories, all of that stuff. We're on
defecating. Remember, I'm a god defecator.
The cows are
cows are whales. Cows are whales.
You just put a tear in my eye. I never heard anybody say that we made a difference.
Well, you should have known the second that you got recognized at a conference. That's the
That's weird. I walk up, they're all like praising Eric, and I go, I'm his brother. We know you.
The crazy part is Eric is the silent one for the most part. He doesn't talk as much. Like, he'll lead the conversation, but you're the one who will talk the most.
Yeah.
You can't overtalk him. You can't overtalk him.
Well, I always feel like I'm being arrested.
When Bob talks, you got to let him go.
No, this is my thing. The best way to be a truther is always think you're being arrested. So you're with a bunch of people and you're going to be arrested by a cop. You got to be the one to go up and say, "Hi, sir. We're all recovering. We're all recovering from cancer, and we're getting together as a group, and we figured we'd hug each other because we all just survived cancer." You got to come up with an answer real fast to save everybody. Always the one guy that has to go up and talk to other people. You have to cover everybody else's little tracks. Get people. Yeah, I always feel like I'm always talking to a cop all the time. Best way to be truth is to represent other people by like pretending you're talking to somebody that's not on your side, and practice over and over and over again until you convince them, let you go. Jedi mind trick.
So I guess we should probably wrap up because it's already 1:00 in the morning.
Damn.
But we literally burned through 2 hours that quickly.
Yeah. And I just got a text that my new puppy peed on everything, peed on my pillow and everything.
Oh, thank God I'm downstairs.
Not lying.
That sounds amazing.
Great. Peed on my bed.
Daughter or something?
Who's babysitting the dog, dude? I thought he was in the cage. They have a
Leave
huge
a little puppy in the cage.
No, it's a big
No.
monster training cage.
The training cage at night.
Big monster one.
At nighttime, you're supposed to put the dog in the crate so they learn how to potty train. Because otherwise, the dog, like this dog, just peed on everything. That's why the dog's supposed to be in a crate.
It's an English bulldog. It's kind of cool.
That's hilarious.
It's a king's dog.
Dogs
It's
are
hilarious. It's hilarious. Make sure you get a king's dog. No, nothing wimpy.
See if you can practice telepathy with your dog. That's what I would do. I have a neighbor's dog that I'm really good friends with, and I literally am like telepathic with it. Like I can feel its vibes and what it's thinking. It's pretty incredible. But you can do it if you just practice hard enough and try.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. English bulldogs, they're stubborn.
You'd be like, poop. I like poop. Poop tastes good. Oh. I don't know if I want to connect with a dog.
Well, if it's your dog, you can have that. You'll figure it out. Like you'll know. Like think about it. When you know when it's hungry, right? You'll know it's hungry without it even telling you.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's yeah.
It's already speaking to you telepathically.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All beings.
Okay.
It was a fun show, man. Thanks for hanging with
It was great.
With our broken.
Make sure everybody checks out Gypsy Road's channel. It's in the description. I'm going to put it right here. And we will see you guys.
Yeah, and we do have a cool show coming up on Wednesday. We got a guy from the Walking Dead Now channel that's going to be talking some Walking Dead with us on Wednesday. So that should be fun.
That'd be fun.
Awesome. Fun. Yeah, go ahead and check it out. I'll probably join in and just listen, do the chat thing. So, yeah.
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you very much for joining. Definitely come back on TFR and YouTube because it's awesome to have a more chill show without as much serious information and, information being broadcasted or whatever. So, yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Appreciate it. We'll see you later.
Peace out to everyone.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Leave. There it is. Go.